Hey guys, so today's video is going to be some of my initial thoughts of Toronto. But before I start, can I just say how amazing this is? My friends got me this just before I left for Toronto. I have not used it till now because I'm probably filming a video. But this tripod thing it's called DJI Osmo Mobile 6. It's so cool. Like, it's just moving around wherever I go. It's moving with me. I can even make it into like a selfie stick and film. All this time, guys, I was just doing my own thing, holding the camera and stuff. So I'm so excited for this. Anywho, into the video. My initial thoughts on Canada. So you'll know from my last video that I've moved to Toronto temporarily for now. I'm here for 2 years on the IEC visa, but I will make another video about the whole IEC visa, how to go about it, what you have to do, kind of thing. But my initial thoughts, Canadians are friendly. They're actually so friendly, guys. Like, I remember one time, what is it? I was waiting for the bus here, and then, okay, actually, before this story, let me tell you, the transport system, guys, when I first got here, I kept getting lost. Because their roads are like so big. It's like one long street has like so many intersections. You know, in England you have like every single small street has a name, but here it's like Dufferin Street, that whole street, and then you have intersections. So when I first came, I didn't know that. I was following Google Maps here, but then it was saying Wilson Street, and I was like, yeah, this is Wilson Street. I'm here, I'm at the bus stop. But then the things, I have to look at the intersection because it's Wilson Street and Thingy Avenue. I hope that makes sense. But then also the buses, some buses are express, which means it doesn't stop on every single stop. It only stops at certain stops. I didn't know this. This was like the second day I got here. So I was waiting at the bus stop. The bus goes past and I'm like, what? And then the girl next to me, I didn't know who she was, but I was just like, why did it go past me? She was like, oh, it's an express. It doesn't stop at every stop. So then I had to figure out, where I need to go and stay. That's one thing. But transport wise, so Toronto in itself, I'd say it's actually small compared to London. Like, yes, Canada is big, Toronto is big because like Toronto has, so how do I say it? So I'm in the province of Ontario, and then within Ontario is Toronto. But then in Toronto, there's other little places, but I've now moved to downtown Toronto, which is like central Toronto, like central London, like the actual central part. Downtown Toronto is actually so small. You can actually walk it, comparing it to London, walk around. And the subway, guys, there's like 4 lines for the whole of Toronto. 4 lines. It's like, so the downtown part is like this. That's like subway 1. And then you've got, line 2 just going across like this, and then 3 is over here, and then 4 is over there. I hope that makes sense. Whereas, when you're in England, you have like lines going across everywhere. That's not the case here. So I kind of struggled with that at first, because being a Londoner, you can just get any Jubilee line, Hammersmith there, Northern, like so many lines like that. So I struggled with that. Whole downtown part only has like this bit and this line, right? But there's streetcars. Streetcars are called, they're basically trams. We just call it streetcars here. And buses. So they kind of go across. There's loads of that. So streetcars is quite common here, and you'll be using that around downtown. So that's my little transport thing. The weather. So when I got here 27th of February. It was actually snowing. Yes, in February, end of Feb. Even March time, it was snowing as well. But do you know what? The snow wasn't bad. Because like, they clear it up instantly. It would snow, morning, the paths are clear, everything's clear. You can actually go around. In London, I didn't like the snow because I was like, it's like, it's never cleaned up, and you have to go to work or this and that through all of that snow, right? But then here, I actually enjoyed the snow. I was like, this is nice. It looks pretty too. So like, they'll shovel it on the sides. They look like little mountains. But that's like the end of February snow. But I can't really speak for the whole winter because I've not experienced the whole winter yet. I have to wait for that this year. I am kind of dreading it, but let's see. What else? Oh yeah, people are friendly. That's what I started off with. So I was waiting for the bus here one time. I don't think one of that bus was meant to stop there because that number was supposed to stop at night, I think. But I was just stood there and the bus goes past me and my face just like, I was so confused. The bus driver saw you and then I see him. He's gone past me. Like over the next road, he stopped. So now I'm thinking that wasn't a bus stop. So I was thinking, is he waiting for me? So I was like, okay, let me go. So I was kind of running, but then I was like, is he waiting for me or no? I wanted to stop, but then I was like, what if he's waiting for me? I went and he ended up waiting for me. If this was London, if you miss the bus, you've missed the bus. Right, guys, the bank. So I opened up a HSB bank account here because I already had a HSB UK bank account. So I thought that would be easier so that, and I'd recommend that as well actually, because then I can easily transfer money between the both because obviously I had the money saved up in British pounds in my HSBC UK account. So when I opened up a Canadian HSBC account, I was able to transfer my pounds into dollars into this one and they don't charge you. So it's like doing a wire transfer, but because it's through my bank, they didn't charge me. So I think, at least I don't think they did. So I definitely recommend that if you were thinking of moving or something. HSB is a good one. But do you know what, guys? I did not realise banks charge you to open up an account here. Yeah, I didn't know that until I came here. Because in England, I didn't pay for a bank account. Like, I have a couple bank accounts that I opened up in England just so that I can manage my money better. Because I was renting out and I had to pay bills and that. So having a few different accounts kind of helped me manage my money and be responsible. But here, yeah, so I went to HSBC and I'm like, okay, let me open up this bank account. And then the dude was like, oh yeah, this account is $25 a month. There was different accounts, but I chose this one. I was like, wait, I have to pay you guys to open up an account? But don't quote me because maybe this is just HSBC. I haven't explored the other banks yet. I don't know if I will be opening up other Canadian banks here because I've already got a couple of British accounts. I don't want to open too many, but only time will tell. But yeah, so he was like, yeah, this one is $25. There was another one which was like $17, but obviously the benefits were different. So I was like, okay, I'll take this one. Also, guys, another thing with banks and payments here is that you have to open up a credit card in order to use online shopping because the debit card, so the checking account, it doesn't have like online benefits. Like you can't shop online with it. And I found that so crazy because in England you'd use your debit card, isn't it? So I had to open up a credit card. I was going to open one up anyways because that's the best way to build up your credit score when you're in a new country. So funny because I was trying to make an online payment. Yeah, I didn't know this and the bank dude didn't tell me either. So I was trying to pay online and I'm trying to look for my CVC code on my debit card and I was like, I don't see any code. There's something wrong. I don't think they printed it. So I go into the bank here and then the lady's like, yeah, because that's a debit card. You have to pay with your credit card. They say that so simply, like it's not, well, it is normal for them. But for me, I just felt like I felt so awkward asking that question. But she was like, it's okay, you didn't know. But yeah, it was funny, guys. So you have to open up a credit card to do shopping. And also, it doesn't have like a sort code or an account number on the thing, like to pay. Like if you wanted to pay someone else, you know, in England, you'll give them your sort code and your account number. But here it's called e-transfer, inter-transfer, something like that, guys. And like it's with email, so you pay each other, like you join your bank account details to your email or something. You have to set it up in your bank account. And then you just put the person that you're going to pay their email in, and then it will just send it. So that's how you pay here. I found that so crazy because I'm so used to, you know, putting in all the details and using my debit card for shopping. Guys, the other thing is phone bills. Tell me why phone bills are so expensive here. Because when I was in London, I was with EE and I think I was paying like about £60 or something for like 100 GB. But then I did get NHS discount. But yeah, I just had a really good deal. I come here, now I'm just using SIM only because I've already paid for my phone with EE. So I'm just going to use the same phone because it's working well. So I'm with Rogers here. There's a couple different phone companies, but Rogers and Telus and Bell, I think, are meant to be the good ones. And I made sure I got the good ones because they cover a lot of, how do I say it? They got good signals. Is it signals? I don't know. Across the country. Because in the future, I'm going to be traveling around Canada. So I need to make sure I have good signal. Oh, don't quote me, guys. Don't laugh at me. So that's why I went with Rogers. So I'm there talking to them. Tell me why, guys, when I got the contract, I only got 15 GB and it cost me $65. $65 for 15 GB. Ouch. How much is that in? Let me have a look for you. In British pounds, that's £35 for 15 GB. Anyways, I just got it because I'm like, that's the best deal. Because I don't want to pay so much for my phone bill. I can do with 15 GB. And I just got it. But now, obviously, I'm being more mindful when I'm using my internet. When I'm outside and stuff, I will just connect to cafe Wi-Fi's or stuff like that just to save my data. But then I was like, do you know what? I can't live like this. I think I'm going to have to change up my plan after the next bill. But you know what, guys? God is good. Because I logged into my Rogers to pay my first month's bill. I've paid it. And then it's like, oh, because you're a customer, we would like to give you this offer. And it's offered me what? Let me check. It offered me 80 GB for $70. And I was like, wow, because I'm paying $65 for 15 GB and they're going to give me 80 GB. I was like, yes, let me change it to that. God is so good, guys. 5 more extra dollars and 80 GB. So that's one stress of my mind. God is good, honestly. So that's phone for you guys. What else? Oh yeah, the library. So in Toronto, you can open up a library card, and once you've opened up a library card, you can use it in any Toronto branches. But one good thing about Canada is that, guys, with the library cards, you can get like free museum tickets. Every week they give like tickets to the museum, to the aquarium, and to the zoo and things like that. But you have to be in the queue. You can get like 1 ticket a week. Like it would include, like, for me, I only need a ticket for me because I'm one person. But like if you're a family and you're watching, it's like you can stand in the queue and you can get 1 ticket but admit a whole family, like 2 kids and mother and father, I think. Yeah, so that's really good. You'll save a lot on that. But there's only a certain amount. I've been trying to get the tickets to the aquarium because the aquarium's like $44. And I'm like, if I can get a ticket for free, I'm going to try and get that. But Saturday mornings when they release the tickets, you have to go wait in the line. The library opens at 9 a.m. But you'll see people. I've gone to queue, guys. I went around, 7-ish and that. But people were already in the line. And the aquarium tickets were gone. I mean, I got the other museum tickets, like the Gardner Museum. I still need to go to that one. Yeah, a couple other museums. I mean, they're not amazing. I mean, no, they're nice, but you know, they're not like the aquarium or the zoo. But still, I'm an explorer. I like to go places and see things. So for me, just getting any museum ticket would do, because I want to end up paying for it anyways. Even if it's $12 or $20, I'm still saving money, isn't it? So that's a good thing I think Toronto does. What else? Overall, I feel like it's a little bit cheaper than London. All the Torontonians here, they complain that Toronto is expensive. And do you know what? It's true, it is expensive. I can't lie. But comparing it to London, I think it is a little bit better, because the room I'm renting now, again, it's God's favour. I'm only paying, $850 a month, all bills included. That is round about British pounds. That's round about £500 British pounds. And in London, I was renting a double bedroom for £705 a month, all bills included. And that, actually is cheap for London. Like with housing, God has just given me favor, because even what I was living around Canary Wharf, and I was paying £650 a month, all bills included, for a double ensuite room. And this was what, end of 2020 to beginning of 2022. Yeah, God was just good. He gave me his favor, man, when I was renting places. But yeah, so comparing it to London prices, I feel like the rent here is better. But then again, I guess it kind of depends where you're living and where you get it, because it can be more. Because I have a double room here, and 850 is pretty decent, because usually I think average is about 1,100 kind of dollars kind of price point. But other than that, guys, Tim Hortons. Absolutely love Tim Hortons. The price point is amazing. It's so cheap that I keep going there too often, guys. I've gained weight. It's like their coffee, I like the French vanilla, and it's like $2.30, which is in British pounds. I keep going here because my laptop is here, guys. I'm trying to convert it. That's at £1.35. I was paying what, £3.20 for my coffee in London, and then get a snack as well. How cheap is that? So I keep spending money on Tim Hortons. I mean, because it's cheap, but then I need to be careful, because if you add it up over the week, it's a lot. Because I'm like, oh, it's only like £1. Let me go get it. But then when you add it up, guys, it adds up. But groceries, I'm still yet to figure out if it's really expensive or not, because I don't know. Do you know what's funny? When I first got here, because, you know, dollars are Canadian dollars. Okay, how do I explain this? It's a bit more. So like British pounds is actually more in Canadian dollars. So every time I went to the shop and I saw $5, my head is just like, £5 just for this packet of sweets. But obviously $5 is only like around £2.50 or something. So it took me a while to get used to the conversion rate. I still need to get used to it, because I'm like going to buy food and it's like $10, because I'm thinking £10, but actually that's like about £5 or £6, which isn't actually so bad. Yeah, grocery, I don't know. Milk is expensive, I think it is. So basically, when I first came, I stayed in an Airbnb for a month, and thank God, like, they provided milk and some breakfast. So they provided that and coffee and that. So the way they had the milk was in like a little jug, and then in like pockets, like a little bag, and then you'd pour it. So that's how it was. But I was like, that's weird, because in England, you know, you'd have the little cans or the cartons kind of thing. But then I moved out of the Airbnb, and obviously I was starting to buy my own milk and that. And I found little cartons, so I was like, that's easy. But then, do you know what? It's like $6, no, $5 something, which is like what? Nearly £3, I think. Please don't quote me with the conversions, guys. $5. Yeah, nearly $5, $6, like nearly £3 something for like 2 litres. I think it's 2 litres. But obviously that's not a lot, because I remember I'd go to Sainsbury's and I'd be looking at the milk, and even £1.75 was like a lot. I'd be looking for the £1.20. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to buy the cartons. And then I kept buying it a couple of times. Like, this is finishing too quickly. I need to look into other options. So I get why people were buying the ones with the packets and then putting it in the jug, because it's about like $9 something or $10, between $9 to $12 or something, yeah. But you get like double the amount, so you get like 4 litres, but you've got like 3 packets in there. I started using these cartons, yeah, and they're like $6, but then that's only like what, 2 litres. But then this carton is like, again, $6, $6.50 or something, but it's like 4 litres. So I'm like, why am I paying double when I can get it like this? So I got this like bottle thing. I couldn't find the proper milk thingy, but hopefully this works as well. But that's what I've started to do now, because ain't no way every couple days am I going and buying a carton of milk for $6. yeah, that was a bit expensive. But I feel like grocery might be a bit on the expensive side. But don't quote me. But other than that, it's actually okay, it's manageable. Also, guys, Toronto is so beautiful. Like, you've got the city part. It's like you've got, you know, the city, busy food, restaurants, things like that. But then you've also got like the harbour front and the lake shore. Like, you've got Lake Ontario. So like, if I just want to go and chill for a bit, you know, in the sun or go see nature. I'm such a nature person. I love going to see places on little walk by the water and things like that. So sometimes I just like to go by the lake shore. I'll see if I can insert a picture in or something. But there's this one spot by the lake shore where when you look forward, it's the lake, and then they've done like this little beach kind of thing there. And then when you look back, it's the city. Like, you've got the CN Tower, the big buildings. It's so beautiful. And you've also, like, I think down east end, east of downtown Toronto, I think. I still need to get my geography right, guys. You've got the beaches. So it's not harbourfront, but it's still like Lake Ontario, I think. But it's more like beachy vibes. So I think in the summer it'll be nice. And then we've also got the Toronto Islands. I've not been yet. I'm waiting for it to get really hot. I mean, it's not far. It's just like a ferry or a, I think they call it the tiki taxi. Tiki taxi sounds cool and funny. But you can just quickly go to the Toronto Islands and come back. But I won't be doing a vlog for that, probably for you guys. But yeah, so I'm loving the fact that I can, you know, if I want the city vibe, I'm here. If I want to go by the nature, it's just by the lake shore, go over there. So that's my initial thoughts, guys, on Toronto. I am liking it here so far. I also do like my London. I am missing it a little bit. But because this is city, like Toronto is like city vibes, isn't it? So for me, being able to actually get transport so quickly and also have loads of food places, because you all know I'm a foodie, and also to go exploring because I'm right by all the museums and stuff like that. So it's perfect for me. But yeah, stay tuned and subscribe, guys, for more videos because I will be doing a lot of traveling. That's the plan, at least. Actually doing a quick short trip soon, actually. So stay tuned for that. And also we'll be making videos on the IEC visa of how to move here, also giving some tips and also some nursing tips how to apply. So if you're a nurse and you're looking to move to Canada for that, you can subscribe, and just in general, the Canadian stuff, right?